know, it is so fitting that I'm sitting at my parents' house recording this, seeing as this is where I will be if all this doesn't work out. This year, I'm making the goal to quit my 9-to-5. It's been a year of trying new things, getting my budget together, if you guys have seen, but the real question is, how do you replace full-time income with, you know, full-time entrepreneurship income that actually allows you to pay your bills and stay in your home and not lose your house and be able to feed your cat? I have been locked in all year with growing my community here on YouTube, also expanding onto Instagram and TikTok, consistently posting content for the first time in my 2-year journey. Shout out year 2, we did it. We got consistent. I'm out here, I'm on here. And by the time this video posts, I will have monetized my channel. So yes. I know they are calling this last quarter the great lock-in, but I have been locked in. I've been doing all the other pieces, also building my emergency fund to get myself ready and prepare myself to escape the 9-to-5 and live my dream life. With the final quarter of the year here and everything that I've accomplished and am proud of, there's only one thing left to do, and that is make some non-full-time job income. Now, I've done hours of doom scrolling on TikTok and Instagram to figure out side hustles that are gonna be realistic, that I would enjoy doing because I'm gonna need to make it a consistent form of income. And that is relatively easy for me to start up because 90 days is not a lot of time, but it is just enough amount of time to change your life completely. So after all of that researching, I realized that it might be time for me to give digital marketing a shot. I find that so funny just because I've seen it so much for years and everybody's saying, oh, this is the way to make money, da 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 da. I have actually no clue what it actually entails and what exactly it is. But within the doom scrolling, it's looking like it's right up my alley, and it's something that I will be able to achieve fairly easily with what it is I'm doing already. Not only is it one of the most in-demand careers right now, but it's got very high potential to take me out of working 9-to-5 and make this a full-time career where I can have fun creating content, being creative, and doing the thing I love, and getting paid to do it. So it's seeming right up my alley. This video is officially kicking off my 90-day journey into digital marketing. And I want to say a quick thanks to Brevo for sponsoring today's video. I'll tell you about them a little bit more in a bit. Let's get into it. If you are not new to this channel, you know that your girl has been busy working and building some things in the background. I've got a full-time job. I do little things on the side. I've also got 2 product-based businesses that I'm looking to start up. And I've also been working on expanding onto the short form content world, which has been different for me and a cool challenge, but also involved basically scaling up and hiring a team, having a social media manager, having a video editor, and doing all of these things. So it is safe to say a girl is busy. Did I mention in addition to all of this, your girl has been outside? Hot girl summer was in full swing. It is officially fall, so it's time to lock in. Your girl does not want to go outside anymore. It's raining as I speak. Yeah. Did I mention I'm going through a breakup? Yeah, it's been a busy year, bro. For a while, I convinced myself that that amount of busyness was sustainable, that the only way for me to get ahead was to put more things on my plate, take things on, but I obviously very quickly realized life is about exchange, and in order to get what you want, you have to give up something you no longer need. Without doing that, you just get stuck in the cycle of burnout, overworking, and never seeing the desired reality that it is that you're looking to live. Anyways, at some point I had to realize, like, look, something's gotta give. The life I'm living right now, while I love the creative aspects of it, like coming on YouTube, creating content, there is a certain giant slice of the pie that is still stuck doing things that do not light my fire, that I'm very grateful for because it's bringing income into my life, but I'm also like, ugh, every time I think about doing the thing, you know? And that is working. I don't like working that 9-to-5. I realize I like to work. I just don't like to work at a job that I don't care about. I like to work on stuff that I like to work on, and it's usually unorthodox. I can spend 10 hours sitting here shooting a video, editing, scripting, getting things ready, but it's really hard for me to spend 4 hours of focus doing anything at work. It's helped me become way more efficient at work because I know I have less attention span, but all in all, it's just not lighting my fire. I want to work on projects that light me up and build something that's mine and just see it out there and exist and be an example for people and connect with people. So it was a lot, but the voice that said all of those things finally got loud enough that I had to just make things happen, hence this video. This is when digital marketing really clicked for me, because from what I can see, it's a skill that you can make money while learning how to do. And that's exactly where I thrive. I am never someone who does things perfect the right time. I have let go of a lot of perfectionism, but it does still sometimes hold me back, and I'm getting rid of that. But I love that I can be imperfect and learn as I go, and that in doing so, I'm only building my portfolio to market myself as somebody more specialized in this niche to hopefully make more money. It's not about going back to school for 4 years. It's not about waiting for permission. It's about building a skill set that will give me the flexibility that I'm looking for to live my dream life. Dream life. And let me be clear, I'm not a marketing major. I did work in some marketing agencies in my younger start of my career as like a receptionist and a project assistant or coordinator. So I have had some experience in marketing agencies to see on the grand scale, but at the time that I was doing that, partnership management and brand deals and all of this sort of UGC digital marketing stuff was not available to me. So I didn't get exposure to that in that time, but I am Gen Z. I'm a zillennial, okay? Like, I just know that the skill set that you need is something that myself as a Gen Z / millennial, and you, any age you are, can also do. We all live on our phones, and apparently that's all you really need to get started. So I'm literally starting this from scratch, just like a lot of you guys might be, hence why maybe you clicked on this video. And I'm gonna be learning on the go. I'm gonna be testing things out. I'm gonna be making mistakes. And I wanted to share that with you because the journey is literally the best part. Learning is probably my favorite part, when the gears start clicking and I finally see how to make something work. Like, I love figuring it out, and I love people who document just exactly how they did something. I did watch a lot of How It's Made. You know what? I grew up, that was one of my favorite shows. I don't know if you guys watched it. Girl, loved it. So I am doing what I would love to see, and that is sharing the raw, honest journey with you guys as part of this series that I'm starting. I know that I am not the only one who feels stuck in the job that they have. I'm not the only one who has buried that creative side of them because they thought it wasn't realistic to go after more creative pursuits and that they couldn't maybe make a living doing so. So I want to be that person for you guys to see that proof of concept that I'm gonna do it. I hope you guys join me, and if you're ahead of me, please subscribe and comment below some of the tips because I would love to know them. Now, one of the first reality checks I learned, not only in starting to research digital marketing, but in growing my own brand on YouTube here, is that if you're going into digital marketing or anything digital content-wise, it probably will require some level of social media presence. Even if you don't have to have a big following, you still probably need to learn social media. But if you're like me and you're trying to build a brand in addition to taking on digital marketing and work it into a bigger ecosystem, then if you're only relying on social media, you don't actually own your audience. We've all seen it. Algorithm changes. People had millions of views before and now they're getting 20 max. And for me, being someone who wants to build income streams out of the 9 to 5, I need them to be consistent enough so that I can make more income and steady income than I am currently in my 9 to 5. So having a heavy reliance on just social media alone is a bit too risky, and building an email presence is actually going to be a lot better for me to hold on to my audience and bring them along for the journey, because I expect so much evolution from myself as well. And if a niche that I'm in right now isn't a niche I'm in the beginning, I can still connect with the audience who was with me since day one. That's why, as part of this 90-day countdown, I will be testing out Brevo. Brevo is an all-in-one platform that makes email marketing super beginner friendly. I can literally set up a campaign, schedule follow-ups, even test out automations without needing to be too techy. If you guys watch my Undercover CEO series, where I'm currently working on launching a physical product that is also in this place right now, I'm also going to be using Brevo there to develop the eCRM for getting that launched, because your girl's got a lot of entrepreneurial pursuits, you know? If you are on this digital marketing or entrepreneurial journey too and want to get started on the right foot, I encourage you to give Brevo a try. And to make it even easier, you can use my code Keeks, which will save you 50% on the first 3 months for any new paying customer. Huge thank you to Brevo for sponsoring this and supporting my journey. I cannot wait to show you guys more videos as we get into more detail throughout this series. So here's my roadmap for approaching this. I want to give myself 90 days to learn digital marketing, document the process, and start making money from it. And I'm setting a big goal for myself to hit $20,000 a month. So if you're curious about digital marketing, or maybe you've already started, make sure you hit subscribe, because it's gonna be a wild ride for me. I feel super strongly that we are gonna hit the 20K a month. I actually feel like we're gonna exceed it. So I'm pretty excited to share this journey of starting from $0 income to 20K. Now let's break the roadmap into smaller bite-sized steps. Here's my starter kit and the things I'm gonna start with first. Step 1 is gonna be to learn the basics. So the first thing I'm doing is learning about the platforms like Canva for portfolio design, TikTok, IG, YouTube for content, and of course email through Brevo. I know that Canva is really great for mock campaigns and Brevo is great for email campaigns. So mixing that aspect of design with any CRM platform and pushing out to audiences via social media seems to me, with my little knowledge, like a great start and a great plan. My goal for this first step isn't to be an expert, but to just get my hands dirty and start building confidence. We need to reduce the time to action. So of course it's easy to talk about it, but I wanna make sure that in this phase one, while we're learning and we're getting things done, that we're creating things really quickly, because in creating and making something public is how you faster learn what people like or don't like, figure out what tweaks to make, and also advance your skill set. So that's step one. Now, step number two is going to be to build a portfolio. Even if I don't have clients yet, I can build a portfolio using simply the things around me. This way, when I'm ready to pitch, I'm going to have a portfolio with active references for them to look at, so that I'm not just saying I know marketing, I'm showing them what it's going to look like when they give me their money and I make something and create something cool for them. The best part about this step number two is that you can build it for free. Like, you genuinely use the things around you. As you guys know, I have a stand store that have products listed. I can create UGC for those products. I never have actually, so I should get into that. I'm excited to record that and just to give you guys a behind the scenes look at me building my portfolio using objects in my home. If I'm thinking off of my head, I'd want to cover different categories. So if I'm doing business, like I have QuickBooks, maybe I do a quick thing for QuickBooks. If I want to do home and appliances, I have a blender, maybe I make a smoothie and I highlight the blender that I'm using, you know? If I want to do workbooks or novels, pull out my iPad, scribble on it. There's so many opportunities. If I want to do sports, I have so many gym clothes, a little bit dirty shoes, but we can make it work. There's just so much that you already have. And so that's the best part, is that if you have a phone and you have something in your home, you can make some portfolio content. I'm excited. Step number three is going to be to practice using my tools. This is where I'm going to level up from just making things look good to actually running things. So as I mentioned with Brevo, I'm going to be testing out the platform itself, running email marketing campaigns, and seeing if that's something that I can pitch within my brand pitches to customers to add another level of professionalism, show them I can track campaigns versus analytics, and tap them into an audience that is outside of social, which means a potential additional revenue income stream for me. When I say that, I mean in the sense that bundling seems to be the best way to pitch services. And so if I can bundle and include a different aspect that maybe other marketers are not touching on, that would make me stand out. It might make them want to work with me in the future, and it will show them that I am a product expert, if you will, in this area of email marketing. This step is all about proof for myself that I can do it, and proof for potential clients to give me their money, to give me 20K. Now, step four is a part that I am super excited about, probably the most excited about outside of step two, which is building the portfolio. I love a little Canva moment. Step four is going to be the outreach. Once I've got my starter kit together, which will be my pitch deck, a basic portfolio, and some practice with real tools, then it's time to start pitching. I'm so excited. Day one, so excited. I'm literally, I'm gassed. I'm excited. I'm cheesing. This is going to be a super exciting part. I know that there are so many people doing this ahead of me, so I'm going to lean into social media to see what partnership brands that I would want to reach out to. There are so many people that have full lists of the partnerships management emails for each company. So I'm going to do some research for that. If you guys have a link to that, please comment it below, because that will save everybody time. And also look at brands that I want to work with. So for example, you guys know I bank with Wealthsimple a lot. I definitely will have them on my list of outreach to try and pitch to them some sort of brand deal. So that will be really exciting, because I just feel it. We're gonna get it. And yeah, so I'll do a mix of standard outreach just in terms of the broad aspect to try and get myself as much experience, but also focusing on companies and clients that align with my goals, with my channel, with the brand, with the goals that I have to move forward and make money, and reach out to those people as well. The main goal here is to overcome that fear of being seen. So just getting my name out there as much as possible, reaching out, trying my best to network, and really get into the emails of people that are gonna respond and take a look at me and hopefully want to secure a deal to work with me. After that, step 5 is securing the deal. This will be a fun part. This is usually a lot of back and forth. I've had a couple brand deals in my time as a YouTuber, so I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like from a digital marketing aspect, how rates are determined, and also figuring out what my rate will be. From what I've done in terms of research, it seems like rates are whatever you make them. Truly, companies have money to spend. You have to weigh out what your expertise is, how good your content looks, how unique your content is, and also there's an aspect to it that I think I do really well thanks to my full-time employment, which is the business side. I'm a fast responder, I have great customer service, and I make things really professional and easy. So I'm hoping to differentiate and stand out by giving the client a really good experience with me so that they're like, you know what, this girl was easy, invoicing was on time, deliverables were met, she had a project plan, all of that stuff to stand me out so that even if something doesn't perform as well, they want to work with me because they see the potential and the growth trajectory that I'm on and invest in that. So this step will be really in detail about creating the negotiation templates, going over negotiation tactics. There's, I think, psychology there that we gotta learn, figuring out what terms are important for us to know as beginners, like perpetuity.
Guys, I've only spent like a few hours doom scrolling and I already know so much.
So yeah, this chapter or this step in the roadmap is going to be super exciting because this is the part where we seal the deal. We sign the thing, we get the money, we get the payment, and we start working on creating the actual content. The next step is going to be organizing the deliverables. So we signed, we got a handshake, we got an invoice sent out, we got the money, depending on whatever payment terms we choose. Now it's time to actually create the content. One thing that I'm trying to think of in my head would be around staying organized, how we stay organized, how we track different brand deals, payments, all of that good stuff. So this would really focus on that. I'm building a tracker right now to help myself manage the outreach, manage the brand deals secured, manage the payment terms. Sorry, I can't even speak. So this would be really about organizing the actual deliverables so that I can meet them, exceed their expectations, and be on time, because that's a really big part of signing deals with these big companies is they're paying you for something. There is no I slept in. Like, how are we going to create a schedule? How are we going to be productive as possible and as efficient as possible? This is also a spot where I shine. So I'm excited for this part too. That's going to be a big focus in this roadmap because that is the portion that I think often leads to burnout, is if you don't manage your bandwidth and capacity, if you don't stay organized, this can turn from a dream job into a active nightmare. And I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to get sued for anything. I don't want to have any problems like that. So I want to make sure that we're organized, and naturally I'll be sharing whatever systems I come up with you guys. But again, comment below if you got the systems already. Help me out, come on. All right, the last step I believe is going to be closing the contract. This is what I'm calling it, but it is essentially a point that in project management we do, which is like a post-mortem is what it's called. And that's essentially where we've done the contract, we've met your deliverables. Let's have a quick meeting, or let me provide you a pitch deck that goes over what I did, how it performed, what worked, the customer sentiment, blah, 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 and then also use that as an opportunity to pitch further work. So we'll see how that goes. I'll obviously be creating templates because I'm a template girly, but I feel like that part is the most exciting because essentially if we want consistent income and you work with a company that you really like, I feel like the natural next step is to try to make a long-term relationship out of it. And so that will be something that I definitely work on and will share with you guys as I develop that process and execute it. Now, if you were to offer one digital marketing service tomorrow, what would it be? I'm curious to see what it is that you guys would start with, if it's social media, ads, emails, who you'd reach out to, and what market you guys would try to penetrate. I think I'll cast like a wider fishing net, but definitely narrowing down obviously on my YouTube's niche, which is business, finance, and lifestyle. I also love food though, so maybe we, factory, you want to send me some food? Who knows? We'll see how it goes. Anyways, that is the 7-step roadmap that I have fleshed out so far with my few hours of doom scrolling. But please let me know, guys, if there's anything that I'm missing, if there's anything very obvious that I haven't touched on, because this roadmap can be developed, it can be iterated, it can be adjusted. As y'all know, by this point in the video, I'm going in here a little bit blind. We're beginner friendly. She's a beginner. Yep, she's a beginner. I want to quickly talk about maybe some potential challenges and just have a little bit of real talk because yeah, there's a lot that's been going through my mind. It's been such a transformational year, but if we're being real, sometimes learning something new, especially as an adult, can feel extremely intimidating. It can feel super scary. I've definitely dealt with not imposter syndrome vibes, but like fear of change. I say all this as there are guys working on my parents' bathroom. Like they're just getting to know my deepest insecurities. I love it. But yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, even though I know the life that I currently have is not exactly where I want to be, there's something that is so comfortable about being in what you know you're in. The devil you know is what they call it, I guess. There's something that's always so much more comfortable than the unknown. But honestly, for me, it's gotten to a point where, you know, I am probably more uncomfortable here than I am with my dream life, so I might as well go for the dream life. If I stay in this state, in this reality any longer, I'm just gonna be unhappy, and happiness has been a big driver in me making decisions as a whole. It's why I, you know, have had multiple jobs, from selling insurance to being a freaking food deliverer to being a PM to going to school for HR. I'm just all over the place, and happiness is a big driver in that. I want to do what feels good, what makes me happy, and what lights me up. So it's been a journey, and while I'm undoubtedly nervous, I'm also extremely excited. And one thing you guys should know if you ever feel insecure or unsure is that nervousness and excitement feel exactly the same. So worst case, just gaslight yourself. Every time I say I'm nervous, I'm like, no, you're excited. That's excitement. If I had to give a biggest fear, it would be burnout. And I feel like burnout comes from not charging your worth. So I'm gonna be very, very intentional about pricing and figuring out what my pricing is, because sure, we can go with industry standards, you have this many followers and this much XYZ, but I also have to consider myself and what's gonna make me feel happy to get up and produce my best content. And so I think that's gonna help me with these fears of burnout. And lastly, one of the big things that I've been working on this year is not just the external, but the internal, baby. I've recently had a call with YouTuber Nero Knowledge. I'll put his YouTube channel here. You guys might know him from YouTube. He's also got a book. And the call was great because he did truly call me out in the best way. And one of the things he said that stuck with me is that the reason most people never hit their big goals isn't because they're not talented. It's because they don't actually believe it's possible. They lack conviction. So when he was talking to me and we were going over, you know, my conviction and figuring out what my actual conviction level on a scale of 1 to 10 is of actually achieving the goals that I have for myself, surprise, surprise, they were pretty low, those conviction levels. So what good is aiming for, you know, 50K a month goal if you don't genuinely believe you can get there? Now, the way to figure out your conviction is to adjust that number until you get to a point where you feel like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 that you can hit that number. For me, the number is 20K per month. This is a little step up of the income that I'm currently making from my full-time job. You guys can check my budgeting videos. I bring in an average between $9,000 to $13,000 per month. So 20K per month feels like something that I'm strongly convicted that I would be able to do. So I have the confidence, I have the conviction. My next goal is to prove that to myself. It's to see that $20,000 in my account and understand that, yeah, my dreams are possible. And from there, double it. Maybe it's 50K a month. Maybe we say 100K a month. Building conviction comes from proving to yourself that your reality is possible. And so depending on who you are, you might need smaller steps to continue to prove to yourself. You might need one small step and then you realize you're limitless and you go do whatever the hell you want. But that's basically where it starts, is your conviction. So that really shifted my perspective, because it's not just about doing the work and being disciplined in doing the work, because I am that. I am able to be disciplined and not feel any emotions and get things done. But it's actually about believing you can get the thing done. It's about believing that you deserve the success or the desired reality that you're looking for. And it's about showing up like it's already yours. So hopefully watching this video gives you permission to start, even if you don't feel 100% ready, because let's be honest, none of us are really 100% ready. The thought of me quitting my 9 to 5 in 90 days feels like something that I am so ready for and not ready for at the same time, but it's got to get done. The conviction's gonna be there because the way I see it, I have no other choice. We're getting 20K a month. So you guys have seen the roadmap. In terms of the series, I'm thinking 1 video a week, but you guys let me know what kind of cadence you're looking for. I don't know if you really want it to be vlog style, but I'm thinking more a mix of both. I'm gonna do some behind the scenes shots, but also come to you guys with valuable content, because if we're on this journey together, I wanna make sure the time you spend with me is as valuable as possible. And yeah, everything I touched on in the 7-step roadmap that I drafted is exactly what you can expect to see. And I wanna make sure I format every video to at least touch on what I tried, what happened, aka the receipts, the results, and what I'd change. because
everybody makes mistakes.
Also, make sure you guys drop any tips and any questions below. If you've landed clients before, please share what worked. Please share your pricing frameworks, outreach angles, anything. I'll be sure to feature the best comments in my next videos so that you guys aren't just learning from my journey, but hopefully from people who are giving their tips as well, because they're already a couple steps ahead of us. So it's gonna just be a great community. I wonder if I should like start a community chat. I don't know, YouTube has communities. Maybe I will head over to the community tab or the post tab. What is it? Community tab? I don't know. Maybe I'll head over to that tab and get something open so that if you guys are a part of the journey, you guys can talk in there and we can share tips and tricks, share our thoughts, our opinions, what we're currently going through, and just have a supportive community, because there is truly enough room for all of us. I don't have to tell you guys that marketing is a billion-dollar industry. They have money to spend. There's no shortage of money, honey. That rhymed. Put on a t-shirt, period. Okay, well, but yeah, there is no shortage of money. So there's enough room for all of us. I want to be successful. I want to share what works for me. I want to copy tricks and tips from you guys, and I want y'all to do the same with me. So I'm really excited to build this playbook together. It is day 1. The date is September 25th. 90 days from today will make it December 24th of 2025. So it is pretty much exactly in line with my timeline, which was to quit my job by the end of this year. It is 6 days away from the end of 2025. So that's our goal. It's September 25th as I record this. We've got till December 24th, 2025 to hit our 20K per month goal and quit the 9-to-5. I'm so excited to be on this journey with you guys. I am nervous. Nope, I'm excited. Yes, I am excited. And I hope that you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.